Hello everyone, this is the Master Sayer here, and this is the weekly snapshot for I guess it's week 6, but I'm releasing it as week 5. So right now I'm an OP, so I'm invincible, but these mobs really want to eat me. Let me see if I can turn down the sound options. It's down pretty low, let's turn it down a little bit more. So, yeah, here, let's change my game mode. Didn't work. There we go. They all want to eat me. And in a minute there, they'll realize that I'm not for lunch. Maybe. This is great, because they all want to eat me. Okay, so I want to talk about a couple of the changes that have happened since the last version. If I get away from these guys far enough, they'll forget about me and go back to their own lives. There they go. And now, I guess I'm still playing the game. But since I'm in creative mode, they shouldn't care about me. Alright, let me talk about what's gone on. So, I made some minor changes. First of all, zombies don't drop experience anymore. So if I kill this guy, he'll die, but he won't drop experience. So, that's taken care of. It really didn't matter because the experience bar was dynamically set when you moved. So even if you collected experience, it wouldn't change much. So, in this version, I removed the stuff from my custom chests. If you want to click here, you'll see the video for my custom chest. It's been moved to a new plugin, and it seems to work pretty well. The jury's still out on whether all the features are fixed or everything, but I rewrote the chest holder. Specifically, I rewrote how double chests work, and I've created my own smart chest, which can tell if it is a single chest or a double chest, and it deals with inventory properly, whether it's a single or double, and it's all one class, and it's very nice. So that being said, that's out of here. The changes that I've added are kind of small and difficult to show right now, but I'm going to do my best. First thing that I've added is multi-world support. Now, I don't have a real way of testing this. Well, I should say it's single world support. So if you want to run this plugin on only one of your worlds, on your multiplayer world, or multi-server world, or multi-world server, but you only want to run it on one, there's a command to do so. In the config file, there is a single world enabled. If single world is enabled, you just put the name of your single world in singleworld.name. Those are both inside the config.yml file, and then anything that has to do with this plugin should only affect players in that world. I say should because I haven't actually been able to test it because my test server here, is a single world server, so it works as a single world. So if you have a multi-world server, you should be able to just put the name of your turn on single world in the config, and then put the name of the world in the name field in the config, and you should be able to get it. It should work just fine. The other change that I did was random spawns. So there's two locations for spawning, two ways of spawning. First one is, if you look right here in the plugin, this is the configuration file or the configuration section for random spawns. So if you want them to teleport when they spawn, you turn it on, you set teleport to enabled. And then random tells you if you want them to spawn within a random zone. Now zone 1 right here shows that this is the top corner of the area where I want them to spawn in, and zone 2 is the bottom corner, and I've got it set up so that when you spawn, it chooses a location on the world, not in a cave or anything, but in the world, on the top of the world, inside that box, and it teleports them to it. So it's a completely random spawn. You can set it as big or as small as you want. It is a rectangle, so you just set the top corner and the bottom corner, and it will choose a spot inside. If you don't want to do that, there's static spawns. So turn random to false, and then you'll see this list underneath of the static spawns. The location, you'll see it. The first one is X, the middle one is Y, and the last one is Z. But the way to set those up, you can actually set those up in your game. So if we switch back to the game here, if I want to set those up, I have to be an operator to do that. But then what I do is I run to a location where I want to set a spawn. Let's go ahead. And I've set 2, as you saw. But if we want to go to here, let's say in the middle of these 3 pieces of grass, I want to set my spawn right here. So I type in /TMC add spawn. And then it'll add that spawn to the list. So now if I go back into my save file, you'll see the spawn has been added and it's there. This is the config file. So now if I'm already playing the game, so if I go die, I'll go back to 0, 0, which is the world spawn. But then when I choose to spawn into the game, it'll choose one of those now 3 locations and start me in the game and send me to that location. So it sent me to this one. And it works just fine. So that's the other major change this week. So zombies are still, they're still modified vanilla zombies. The spawning algorithm hasn't been changed, so that'll be changed next time. I've got a list right here, I'll show you right now, of the changes that I want to in the next couple of versions. You'll see I want to make sure that all effects only occur on a specified world. This should be done. The ones with the pluses are confirmed completed. Under player, I want to spawn up zombies player on death and all this other stuff. So I'll be publishing this list too on the website. It should already be there, but it may not be. Check the description below for a link to it. But so that's the main changes for this. Is you can now set it to a specific world on a multi-world server, and you can set random spawns when you start the game. I've gotten rid of most of the exceptions. It shouldn't crash on you, and if it does, please submit a crash report so that I can fix it. But it shouldn't crash on you. It's built for Java 1.5, so any features above Java 1.5 should work just fine. And Java 1.5 is pretty old. It's 5 or 6 years old, so you probably got a version that's newer than that anyways. And it should work with any of the Craft Bucket versions 1.3. It should even work in 1.2 because I'm not using 1.3 features in this portion of the plugin. Now in the zip file I have included the plugin for the chests. If you want to use it or not, you don't have to. But that does require 1.3 because the key to the chest is the tripwire hook. Now that is in the config file and you can change that, but it's fine. So those are the changes this week. There's a little bit more coming next week. Hopefully it'll be a lot more epic than this video. And we'll see you then. This is Master Crusader signing off. Thanks for playing. Download this, try it out, make sure it works on your server. And I hope that it's working pretty well. Let me know. I'll talk to you later. Cheers.